Okay, Scorpio, this is wild. So as some of you read on the community tab, the community post yesterday, I said that Scorpio had a message come through already, and I never give a sneak peek on a message. I never tell you what I've channeled before I turn on the camera. But I felt guided to give a little bit of a sneak peek, and it's appropriate to the message because the message that I got yesterday is that there's a big finale. There's a last episode that everyone has been waiting for, but nobody wants the show to end. I also heard showdown. And so after I wrote that sneak peek message on the community tab, I realized I just created some hype for this reading. And that's the energy of this message too. It's like everybody's waiting for this episode, the season finale, to see what's going to happen. There's been a buildup. But the same people who have been waiting for this season finale are also kind of like, oh, but it's going to be good. But then when it's over, it's over. So it's bittersweet. And what's really wild is that I just sat down to meditate on your energy, and I heard he's got the whole world in his hands. That song, he's got the whole world in his hands. And then the card that fell out while I was shuffling is this card, Humanity, and there's two worlds in the hand. So I looked up the lyrics to the song because that's all I could remember. And there's other verses, including he's got the sun and the rain in his hands, the moon and the stars in his hands, wind and clouds, you and me, oceans and seas, rivers and mountains, everybody here, everybody there, everybody everywhere in his hands. Now, I feel like this song is about spirit, God, but I also feel like for you, this is about you because you are spirit too. And maybe you need to know that, you need to hear that, how much power you have in a situation or how much possibility there is to create an outcome that you desire. I feel almost as if you've written or directed this big finale, but also kind of unbeknownst to you. It's not like you're planning something to happen, but it does. How do I explain this energy? It's almost like somebody over there or a group of people are like, okay, what is Scorpio going to do on this day in response to this? I'm waiting, I'm watching, I'm anticipating Scorpio. And of course, you're the last sign I read for. So again, anticipation building. It's all part of the message. But you, on the other hand, are just like, I'm just going about my day to day, do. And I feel like Spirit maybe wants you to recognize that there is a divinely orchestrated event that's coming up or situation that maybe you should pay more attention to, become more conscious of, so that you can shape it and mold it into what you want it to be. There's no reason to be caught off guard because you've orchestrated this as well. Like your higher self has orchestrated this big finale. And I feel like I'm going to try to find out more specifics, of course, about what this big finale is, but I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me to get to because it's almost like you don't see it as a big finale. The energy is supporting you, Scorpio. Potential and mindfulness. Yeah, it's like there's a big potential here for you for a shift to happen in the energy, but you have to stay mindful of what's unfolding. Like, what time is this episode on? What channel? Like, check the TV guide, Scorpio, because you're going to miss the finale that you wrote, created, and directed. It feels like that. While everybody else is like got it on their calendar, they got their popcorn ready, they're just like geared up to go. And you're like, oh shit, I missed it. But it's about you. Is there somebody out there or a group of people you can think of who would be anticipating something from you, waiting for you? Is there a important date coming up where somebody would expect something from you? Now, what's challenging you, I was a little surprised by this because the message itself doesn't feel heavy. It feels more mysterious than anything else. But the energy I got that was challenging you or presenting a challenge for you maybe even to be mindful of this big finale is trauma and conflict. Perhaps the big finale that's coming up is like a huge healing moment for you. The last episode in a long drawn out series or season. And maybe the people who have been, or the people, the energies who have been waiting for this, maybe these are your guides or spirit, everyone, or people around you. Everybody has been waiting for this last episode of your healing, of your transformation, of your transmutation. But there is a melancholy, like, oh, it's going to be over. If you've had a difficult time with someone, and you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that, they know you're on the precipice of something, of turning a corner, of like really healing a wound to where you can't even see the scar anymore. There's something going on here, and it's like they're waiting for it. And I don't know. It's almost like you're going to vanish right after. But they will keep checking to see if there's a new season. My ears are like, there's a lot of pressure in my ears right now. There's a lot of pressure for someone else as well. So trauma, conflict, check it out. We have this spider here, Wizard of Candles, which I believe is the King of Wands in this deck. I'll put all the names of the decks I'm using in the description box below. And trauma, what would that be? I think those are the candles too. 8 of Candles. Well, that would be the 8 of Wands. Maybe I have it wrong. Maybe the candles are swords, but I'm using them as oracle cards anyway, so it doesn't matter. But because I'm talking about it, well, 8 of Wands is like a really fast moving energy. So fast that sometimes it can feel overwhelming. It's also that feeling of pressure. And then the 8 of Swords is being kind of stuck in your head about something. The number 8, of course, is significant because we have 8 on this card too with mindfulness. So, what is happening? Let's go further in Scorpio and see what else we get. Let's get maybe a little bit clearer, Spirit, if we can, if that's the point. Sometimes that's not the point. We have tears. Find the exit. Yeah, see, look, I feel like you're having the finale is the exit. It's like you're exiting stage left. Interesting. And it's bittersweet. You are wrapping up this chapter of your life. It's time to move on gracefully now, the finale. But, you know, as any finale is, well, the good ones anyways in a show, it's like there's a big something that's going to happen. And oftentimes there's a little bit of a cliffhanger for the next season. But you get to decide how this goes. Okay, so Spirit, can you tell me more about this humanity card? The whole world in Scorpio's hands. Passage. In the moments between going from one place to another, you taste the sweetness of life. Let's get one more. Reflecting. It's time to remember the past and bring that wisdom forward to assist you now. Oh, look, it's like you're moving between worlds. You're moving between worlds. There's 2 worlds here. One is the past, with the reflection card, and then the other world is a new passageway, and we see the moon here, which represents the unknown. So you're moving into an unknown season of your life. You're in between worlds. So as soon as you step through this passage, that's the finale. The season's over. So while you're in between worlds, it's important to be mindful about what it is that you want to create. And I feel like you have the magician and justice, I'm feeling. The magician and justice energy is what you're embodying right now. Now, I don't know why this other outside energy is like all hyped up and bent out of shape, and I don't know, it's weird. Can you tell me about this other energy that's waiting for the season finale, Scorpio season finale here? Pure passion. It says, do some soul searching to find your true purpose. You have a special mission to fulfill. I do feel like this person or these people are feeling like they're entwined with you in some ways. It's like, you know, when you're deeply invested into it, like a TV show, it's like they feel so in your space. Not to say that they are. There's that screen between you and them, this protective shield, I feel, or this mesh, so that you have a buffer between you and someone else's energy. But it feels like they're just so invested in you and what you're doing and what's happening in your life. And I don't feel like you're very aware of this at all. Why do you even need to know this? I don't understand. Why does Scorpio need to know about this? The journey, the passage, the journey. The journey in what? Strange land. You are discovering things you haven't experienced before. New knowledge feeds success. Well, there's something about you knowing this that is important for your journey. Look at all these blues here, and look, I noticed, but all the cards that have come out are all blue too. Which is throat chakra energy. Speaking your truth, knowing the truth. Okay, let's get one of these cards. Tell me more about this journey, this passage, this new world that is in Scorpio's hands. What is this all about for Scorpio on a spiritual level? Metamorphosis, embrace your evolution. Maybe it's time for an entirely different show. You know, you're done with this one. There isn't another season here. It's time for an entirely different genre to write and create. I don't know, these metaphors really want to come through. It's time for something new. And I do feel like you're leaving someone on a cliffhanger, which is reminding me of the Fool card. It's almost as if someone's fearful of taking a leap of faith, so they're just hanging on to the edge of the cliff, perhaps waiting for you to discover them, I'm hearing, or to find them, or to help them, or to provide something soft for them to land on, but you have already turned the corner. The Stag. Your Wisdom and the Alchemist. I feel like it's important for you to know what you're leaving behind and how you're leaving something behind. This could help heal some trauma and conflict that you've been working through. You're on somebody's center stage. Like you are center stage for somebody or a group of people. And it's like, I don't know, Spirit, what are you doing with these? The final curtain call. Ooh, I'm seeing May. This card's from an entirely different deck. It was forgotten in there. Something about May could be significant. That's interesting because I just used the word forgotten, like forgotten in the deck. And I don't know, I normally wouldn't say it that way. But I just posted a picture to my photography Instagram. This is all part of your message. And in it, I said, a long forgotten birthday. And my birthday's in May. So I feel like maybe there's something around your birthday that's going to be important. This is the birthday coming up, and you've had, like, your soul knows that, but it's been long forgotten by you on a conscious level. Or perhaps there's something about the year 2009 that's significant for someone. A long forgotten birthday. Well, don't put it back in. Yeah, it's like, this is your birthday. This is your transmutation, your transformation, and you need to be mindful of it. Okay, repeating myself a bit here, Spirit. Let's get into the cards and see what else wants to come through for Scorpio for their message. Now, I did get the word showdown. Did I say that already? But it's not a showdown, not for you. It's almost like somebody's expecting the finale to have a showdown in it, but it actually feels quite controlled and peaceful on your end. King of Pentacles. There's no showdown for you. There's you showing up for a new adventure. For it's not an adventure, sorry. You are going to show up knowing, or Spirit wants you to show up knowing that this is a pivotal moment in your life. I feel like a lot of you are going to have an experience, like something, well, I'm hearing godly, something spiritual. This could be anything. You're looking at the sky and you just get this wash of emotion over you, or like you find something, some relic from the past, and it makes you feel a certain way, or you meet a stranger on the street and they tell you something profound. There's like a very pivotal moment in time, a situation, an experience, something out of the ordinary that is going to happen, and this is going to be your confirmation, your key to know that you have moved through this passageway into a strange land, the unknown, where you are going to discover things you haven't experienced before, new knowledge that is going to help you be more and more successful as you ascend in your metamorphosis. So when this happens, and it will happen, this isn't like some of you, no, this is going to happen. I don't know when, okay? My readings, I try to do like a 3-month time frame, but I feel like this is going to be a lot sooner for some of you, like around the new moon or a full moon even. When this strange but profound, kind of even sublime moment happens, know that you have shifted. I feel like you're cutting a cord as well. Even if you're like, Andy, I cut that cord a long time ago. Yeah, you did consciously, but I feel like somebody else still held on in some way, but now it's like they won't be able to. Oh, I don't know who this is, Scorpio, but I'm seeing someone else like hold this rope, the cord, and the cord's like leading into like darkness, like an abyss. And they're feeling tension on the cord, but they're not seeing if you're attached to the other side. They're just kind of they're fumbling, they're lost, they're holding on. They're not really sure what they're doing here. The devil. Yeah. They've been chained, restricted, anticipating you to come out from the shadows, so to speak, like the abyss that they've been like gazing into. Interesting. There's a quote by Nietzsche that says, "Gaze into the abyss long enough and it will gaze back into you. Be careful when fighting monsters not to become one yourself." I feel like, I don't know, Scorpio, how you've had this effect on someone or how they've allowed you to affect them to this level, but there's somebody who's been gazing into the abyss hoping that you would appear. But all it's created is some kind of surreal experience for them. 10 of Wands, that's been very oppressive in nature. Yeah, look, gazing into the abyss, 3 of Wands with the devil. Damn. I'm still not clear, Spirit, about why Scorpio needs to know this. Can you help me out there? Nine of Swords, the Moon, 4 of Cups, and Strength. You're not a cold-hearted person, whoever I'm speaking to. Okay, and if you're dealing with a Scorpio and you think the Scorpio is a cold-hearted person, okay, maybe this isn't for you, or maybe it's you in the situation I'm talking about, like, you know, whoever I'm connecting with. It took a lot of strength to cut this cord. And it could be with a career, a family member, a past you that's still waiting for something to happen. Okay? Or maybe it's a love situation, a friend, whatever it is. It could even be a thought, an emotion. It took a lot of strength for you to not give in to the fear. Look at this. The fear and anxiety that maybe you experienced or somebody else experienced. It's like out of the moon energy, out of the shadows, somebody was holding out a cup to you out of anxiety. This is unhealthy. This isn't a good offer. This is like a feeling that feels trapped, the devil energy. And you closed your eyes, went within and said, that's not for me. Not anymore. Strength. And we are in the year of strength, 2024. Season finale, 2024. Maybe it's the end of the year. Took a lot of strength for you to Three of Pentacles. Look at this. Work to open a portal. I love this Three of Pentacles. I love that he's working on a portal here. And I feel like this portal, look at this, it feels like this is a guide with a contract. A guide coming towards you saying, hey, Scorpio, there's a new karmic contract, a positive karmic contract, justice, for you to experience. But first you need to diligently create this new passageway for you, this new portal. And it's going to be hard and it's going to take a lot of work. And there's effort involved. And there's certain things you need to do. But at the end of it, you will be rewarded. And I feel like you accepted this challenge. And maybe I need to tell you this because, well, you know you did this. You haven't really heard it in this way from your higher self or from spirit. Like, you haven't really heard how deep and important and profound this is. You could have easily stared back into the abyss or become a monster or succumb to a monster or whatever happened back there with the trauma and the conflict. but you didn't. You knew deep down inside that you had your whole world in your hand. The power to make a new world. This is what you've been doing. In between worlds, making a new world. Three of Wands. A new vision. Time for something new. The big finale. And yeah, somebody is mourning the end of a season with you, or you're mourning a season with yourself that was a certain way, whatever the case. But it's time for something bigger, better, a strange land, something new, a journey. Okay, let's see. Scorpio's energy a layer deeper. Spirit. I'm hearing show me the magic. Ooh, we have the devil. Show me the magic. Five of Swords at the bottom. The magic was the shadow work that you did. Addressing your fears. Realizing what was holding you back. That realization and that work is magic. Because it transmutes energy. And I feel like as your energy a layer deeper, this is you not allowing trauma, fear, and conflict to control you. Rather, you are controlling it. It's not this fear, the trauma, the conflict cannot bring you back to a world that you've already left behind. Metamorphosis. And some of you were noting how tired you are lately in the comments. And I feel like it's because you're doing some heavy lifting here. I mean, hello. This is a lot. Humanity is the theme with the worlds. And then the devil is your overall energy. Did I say a layer deeper? Yeah, even a layer deeper. I like it. It's Saturnian as well. There's discipline here. Okay, tell me more about the devil. I need to know a little bit more. This isn't a bad thing, okay? It's not hiding. King of Pentacles. See, it's not a bad thing. The wheel. Everybody has light and dark. And when the dark shows up as your energy, the first card out in the spread, bam, in your face, it's not off lurking in a corner, hiding from you somewhere. It's not like you don't know your own darkness, you don't know your own fears or your pain, your trauma, your wounds. It's not like you don't know it, you know it. And that's very powerful to see with the King of Pentacles. This brings you stability and a sense of really knowing who you are. You know, that dictum, know thyself, is so important to be spiritually divine and empowered and be able to manifest and have the whole world in your hands. First, you need to know yourself. But we can't know ourselves without knowing our shadow, or at least trying to get to know our shadow. There's aspects we'll never fully consciously get to. But when you know what you're capable of and what you've done that maybe you didn't know you did before, or you didn't see it in a way that you do now, it gives you great security in yourself. And it makes it really hard for others to manipulate you when you know yourself. It turns the wheel in your favor. The whole world turns for you. Okay, let's see, Scorpio. What do you not see coming? 7 of Wands. Well, these are the people waiting for the finale. I feel like some people are going to be defensive about you leaving them on a cliffhanger. Not intentionally. It's just how things ended. And you deciding, like, that's it. Like, I'm seeing a time frame from this year to this year. There were 4 or 5 seasons, or however many seasons there are in this series for you. From this year to this year, that's it. And now I'm on to creating something new. And it's like some people are like, no, that was the best show ever. Scorpio's energy was so good. It was feeding me so much. I was so enthralled with it. Like, I don't know who I am without Scorpio. It's this kind of feeling. Like, I don't want this to be over. And you're like, I'm not living for you. I'm living for myself. And for the whole world, too. So I feel like you might experience some backlash, some people getting a little frazzled with you. And again, I feel like you're not really sure why this is happening. You're like, I'm just doing my thing. I am who I've always been. I'm just going about but there is a shift. Something has changed in your energy and people sense it. And so then you might get some off the wall reactions to you. The world. Your opportunity. The whole world in your hands. Now might be a good time to surround yourself with other fixed energies who you get along with. Okay, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, because I feel like those energies allow you, and you may have had negative experiences with these energies in the past, but going forward, as you meet new energies that have these in their chart or really embody Taurus, Leo, or Aquarius energy, I feel like they allow you to be free. Okay. These could even be professionals. I'm hearing doctors too. I don't know. These seasons, May, February, August could also be, and of course your own season, could be very grounding times for you. So your opportunity is to know that the whole world is in your hands. Maybe you want to do a little meditation, and just like hold out your hands like this. Close your eyes, hold out your hands, and envision the past in one hand and then the future where you're going in the other hand. If you hold out your hands like this, I bet you can feel the energy, because I can. And decide what it is that you want to do over here. Do you want to keep holding this? Because there's a weight that you've been holding for a long time. And at first, when you put out your hand and you held the past, it wasn't so heavy, it wasn't so hard. But the longer we stand here holding energy or something, a memory, anything in our hand, the more pain our hand begins to feel, the harder it gets. We can't stand like this holding the weight of the world, especially when it's related to the past, for as long as we have been, maybe, without experiencing more and more pain. It just feels heavier and heavier and heavier the longer we hold this. So I feel like it's time to maybe drop that, to let it go. And you could visualize it in this way and focus on this new world that you're creating. Okay, let's see the challenge, Spirit. The challenge for Scorpio at this point, in this moment in time. Justice. Like I said, you're not a cold person. You're not a bad person, okay? But the decisions that you made may appear cold to others, but they're just. And it's sometimes to balance the scales and to get justice, we have to make decisions that seem cold to other people. We cannot control how other people perceive our justice. You are divinely guided, and so your justice is divine. Here's those holding those two things again. The scales and the sword of truth, throat chakra. Perhaps you need to speak your truth about something. Tell me more for justice. I'm seeing the zodiac wheel, and Libra is before you, and Libra is justice, and you are death. But they don't follow one another in the tarot, and I was getting like the question, what if death followed justice? I don't know, maybe that means something to you. Tell me more about justice. Seven of Swords, the Star. Look at this. It's your destiny to move away from deception, manipulation, cunning behavior, backstabbing, all that fun stuff. All that stuff, all the trauma, And I'm seeing this person, they're like on puppet strings. Whoever was deceptive, engaging in some trickery, the devil was controlling them. Meaning their shadow, their fear. They weren't even in charge of their own deception. That's pretty weak. Can't even control your own deception. And look at you. You said yeah, exit stage left. I'm not dealing with that anymore. And they're still looking back at you. Okay, so again, and there's a hole in their heart. Look at that. So I feel like there's a little bit of reassurance somebody needs. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's somebody else watching. I don't know. That it's okay. And even if this person isn't really... if they're still holding on to that rope, waiting for you, there's nothing you can do about it. And it's not... you can protect yourself from this energy by simply focusing on what you want to create now. And I'm seeing, look, there's like this big spotlight. I feel like they expected you, or they expect you to spotlight them in your finale, for them to be the main character in your season finale. But they're not. You're the main character in your season finale. Some of you are going to get something to commemorate this time. Let's see what's going to manifest in the next 3 months for you, Scorpio, and then I'm going to go into an extended. No idea what's going to happen in the extended, but I'm down for it. We're going to just continue on with this message and see where we go. If you're interested in that, link is in the description box below. If not, if you don't want to do that, or you can't afford it, that's totally cool. Just trust that Spirit gave you the information you need in this message here. So let's see. Next 3 months, Scorpio. Two of Cups. I'm seeing like the cow print here. There's something about Taurus maybe. And May came up. I talked about being a Taurus. Well, I told you I was born in May. But my Taurus is in the 8th house of Scorpio. Some of you already know this. But I feel like there's some kind of union with Taurus energy. Maybe this is you with yourself, because the way I see it is every sister sign, whoever's across from you on the zodiac, you share a stream of consciousness. You share an energy field. And it's like Taurus can go to Scorpio and Scorpio can go to Taurus. And meeting in the middle is a good area for you guys. And I feel like, every sign has their juxtaposition, like Gemini and Sagittarius, Libra and Aries, you know? So I feel like this is either you embracing some of those traits that you have that are often associated with Taurus, or maybe this is you meeting a Taurus. Whatever this is for you, it's a union. It's a connection. It's a healing connection. Weird how they put this person in a cow print suit. What's up with that? Maybe it's supposed to be camouflage or something? So, a union in the next 3 months, Scorpio. How exciting. All right, that's what I have for you. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.